Good afternoon and welcome to the 39th meeting of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. Please silence all of your cell phones, and if you're appearing today before the commission, please introduce yourself, your client, and spell your names for the commission's reporter. And if you're here to testify on any of the agenda items, please come forward, be sworn in by Mr. Picaro. Identify yourself and spell your names for us, please. So let's move into the public hearing. Agenda item number 1, application number 19-15235 from R International Inc. Mr. Luke?
Yes. May the record reflect Wayne Luke as counsel. I have sent a letter in that we're going to need a 1-week continuance to this matter.
1 week continue?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioners? We don't have to go through the procedure with it.
No,
Yes,
Is that correct?
take if there's anybody testifying.
Oh, yeah.
Take
No, I'm going to keep. Okay.
Keep the public. If
Yeah.
there's anybody
Okay,
here
Mr. Picaro.
testifying, yeah.
Mr. Picaro, we'll go through this. Mr. Picaro?
If there's anyone present to testify, we'll take their testimony now.
Okay.
And
And we will keep the public hearing open.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue with public hearing, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to continue, I'm sorry, 1 week, for 1 week?
1 week.
To
Motion
May
to
2nd.
continue agenda item 1, application number 19-15235 for 1 week, public hearing kept open.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 1, application number 19-15235 is approved.
Thank you.
Okay, calling agenda item number 2, these are special license applications. Applications number 19-16394-1 through 19-16394-10 inclusive from R International.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Mr.
Chair,
Nakoba.
Commissioners. Devin Nakoba representing R International. To my right is seated Takaaki Nakajima, Nakajima. He's the general manager.
Thank you. Commissioners?
Mr. Nakoba, this is for a new establishment in the Ale condominium?
Yes, Rika is actually currently in service. They just do not have a liquor license. That procedure is being taken care of by Mr. Luke. So we are trying to bridge the gap a little bit.
Any questions, Commissioners? Okay. Motion to approve applications number 19-16394-1 through 19-16394-10 inclusive.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 2, applications number 19-16394-1 through 19-16394-10 inclusive are approved.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 3, application number 19-16415 of American Renaissance Academy.
Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Tanizaki, and I am the CEO of the American Renaissance Academy, a private college preparatory school located in Compton.
I'm Damon Hudson. I'm the chairman of the board of the American Renaissance Academy.
Charles Jewett will be doing the service for the event.
Okay. And
How do you spell your last name?
Jewitt.
the two gentlemen behind you, are they going?
Ken Nascimento, I'm the Director of Operations at American Renaissance Academy.
I'm Matthew Hazelgrove. I am a partner at FAM Project, which is a concert production company.
Okay, so before I turn it over to commissioners for action, what has changed since the last time that you appeared?
We haven't appeared to suffer students.
We at the Academy, what has changed is we no longer do business with the previous promoter.
Okay.
Yeah, so we understand your guys' concern about that promoter, and we've taken it to heart, and they no longer will be using any of our facilities in the future.
And can you give us some more information as to why this commission should consider this application before us?
The proceeds from this will go towards a college preparatory education for children on the west side. All of the funds that we get go towards our educational institution, which is a 501c3 here in the state of Hawaii, which represents a number of local children that get over $250,000 worth of aid on their tuition.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, do you have questions for the applicant?
How many students do you folks have at your academy?
Right now, we currently have over 110.
This is just high school?
No, this is K through 12. We have a 1:16 ratio with our classes, and we have one class per grade.
And about what percentage of your graduates attend college?
100%.
Do we have any further questions for the commission? If not, I would request a motion to convene into executive session to speak with the council.
So moved.
Second?
Been moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye, we are now in executive session.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back on the official record, Commissioner.
Yes, Chair. It seems that we are barred from considering this application, and pursuant to HRS Section 281-60 subsection A, when an application from the same applicant for the same premises has been denied, you have to wait 1 year. So again, that section is HRS 281-60 subsection A. And so therefore the commission will take no action on this agenda item.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. You can please contact the administration if you have questions.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 4, application number 19-16289 from Events International, Mr. Snyder.
Afternoon, Commissioners. Rich Schneider, CEO of Events International.
Very good. Commissioners, this is for a special general license from Treaty 1159 on Saturday, May 4th, the Cabana Fest event at Turtle Bay.
Mr. Schneider, why don't you give us a brief summary of your event?
Yes, this is a concert festival event. Originally, it was planned for upwards of 5,000 or 6,000 people. The way sales are going, we're probably going to see more like 2,500.
Mm-hmm.
However, we're keeping everything in place right now until we see how ticket sales go. We'll be prepared if it does pick up. It's primarily R&B and hip-hop music. We're expecting probably a 40-60 split between unders and overs, but of course the layout is a split completely down the middle, and 21 and overs are completely segregated from unders, as we normally do with a sort of double fence, no man's land. It's very standard in terms of the kinds of events we've done in the past.
And you don't have a floor plan, I don't think, but this is gonna be 2,500 people, still a lot of people. It's gonna be where, the golf course side?
It's going to be on the West Lawn,
Okay.
where we actually did, we've done a few concerts, quite a few concerts.
Yes, okay, so that same area.
Yeah, and the entire event space is fenced, and we're actually fencing it with 6-foot chain link,
Oh, not the,
not the
other
web
one.
fence. We
Okay.
wanted to make it more secure.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about folks coming in from the road.
Let's hope. We don't want fence jumpers either.
Okay. Any questions, Commissioner?
Sure. Do you have the investigative report in front of you?
I don't, but I do understand that the return receipt for the
Oh, that's
They-
not my question.
Oh.
My question is along the lines of security because there's an exhibit D to the application that has a breakdown of a lot of different security and emergency medical
That's our ops
personnel.
plan, yes.
But the numbers really don't add up for me. I was just wondering, well, let me ask you this. If your event stays at 2,500 or let's say 3,000, are you going to keep the same amount of security, HPD and emergency medical?
HPD is set.
Okay.
That the request has gone out. We've made our arrangements with Rain Security for the peer security. If our numbers are considerably less, we probably will come back, maybe 10%. But for the most part, all of the security posts that need to be manned must be manned because that's not contingent on how many people are there. That's contingent on if there's an exit or an entrance or some kind of asset that needs to be protected. So all of those security points will be manned.
And then a separate question is, have you made arrangements for taxi or Uber, Lyft services for?
Yes, we did an outreach with Lyft and this is the promoter and they're basically our client. We're working for them, but they made supposedly made an arrangement with Lyft for rideshare, and we're trying to get them to advertise that on iHeart with the rest of their advertising.
Okay, thank you.
And have you made any arrangements with the property to allow for overnight parking?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Turtle Bay is operating the parking. They requested to do that, and we're fine with it. So they are actually operating all the parking. We are consulting with them based on our prior knowledge to make sure they can do it properly.
Yeah, please, in those consultations, please stress to them that we don't want people penalized if they are too drunk to drive home and choose to take a taxi home and leave their car there.
I will relay that to them. That'll be fine.
I actually thought of one more question. I noticed that application bottles are going to be part of the alcoholic beverages. Is there any consideration? Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Any consideration of using non-bottles for the alcohol?
No, actually, I think what they were talking about was bottle service in the cabanas. So there are 8 cabanas. Originally there were 12, now we're down to 8. And frankly, I don't know how many have sold. And the arrangement with the cabanas is they do get out bottle service. So there would be one server per cabana to serve the. We know the regime in terms of how that needs to be done, and that's how it would be done. But that's the only bottle. I mean, everything else is going to be in cups.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Mr. Nander, if we are going to approve this, I'm a little uncomfortable with the floor plan or the plan that was provided. It doesn't indicate, where the cabanas are in the floor plan. It doesn't indicate restaurant facilities.
We did submit this. And I don't understand why you don't have it in your packet.
We only have this.
Oh, that's just the outline.
Yeah, right.
Of
I
the service
that.
area.
Do you have a copy of it?
I do. I have only a couple of copies right now, but it was submitted.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
It was submitted with the
Okay,
the
I'm familiar with this. I'm
See
familiar
that.
with the.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, it was submitted with the operation plan, so I don't
Yeah, I know
understand
you
why you
did.
don't.
Thank you for bringing additional copies. What is the green room? That's for artists?
That's artists. And actually, the main artists are being put up in the last units in the hotel, so that they have those, and they're just going to be ferried to the stage just before they perform.
And you stated in your application that none of the performers are underage, correct?
No, none of them are underage.
The blue dots are security?
Well, Mr. Schneider, the investigator's report under the bartenders, the list that you submitted.
Yes.
Okay, so there are 6 of them that have no record, are not listed with Liquor Commission.
That's news to me.
Are you planning on trying to use them in any way?
Well, if they're not carded, then
Have you seen the investigator's report?
No, I haven't. I mean, I have the.
Look at page 3 under the paragraph headed bartenders.
Okay. You know which ones are the ones that aren't
Right, the 6.
Yeah.
So are you representing to this commission that they will not be in any way affiliated with alcohol at this?
If they are not, yes. If you can you give me the names?
Well, you can get it from the administration.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, motion to approve application number 19-16289.
Second?
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 4, application number 19-16289 is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 5, request number 19-15178 from WFM Hawaii LLC. Mr. Gordon.
Good afternoon, members of the Commission. Neil Gota, appearing on behalf of WFM Hawaii LLC. To my right is Beth Whitfield, Project Manager.
Thank you very much.
What was your last name?
Whitfield.
Commissioners, it's a request to reduce the license premises.
This is the bar at the Whole Foods in Kailua.
Correct. So this is actually, we're trying to expand the bar a little bit, which requires also a reduction in our retail space. So it's all contained within the store.
Okay. What about the outside patio area?
Nothing is changing to that.
I don't wanna get ahead of ourselves, but on the next matter, you're doing another adjustment, are you? The two
Uh,
together, you're trying to adjust, delete some, extend some.
Correct. So this matter is the restaurant space, and the next matter is the retail space.
Motion to approve request number 19-15178.
Second?
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 5, request number 19-15178 is approved. Calling agenda item number 6, request number 19-15179.
Good afternoon, members of the Commission. Neil Gota, appearing on behalf of WFM Hawaii LLC. To my right is Beth Whitfield, Project Manager.
Commissioners,
Mr. Gota,
Yes.
I'm looking at page 3 of the investigative licensing report.
Yes.
And I see the note about the configuration of the coolers and doors.
Yes.
Do you have any, can you address that please?
We're trying to look into this more. If it becomes a violation issue, we'll definitely address it there. I think there was discrepancy in the floor plans, and the store was actually built as there was no renovations. It's just the floor plans, something may have was changed on site when it was initially being constructed, and for some reason it wasn't caught on the floor plans, and so that's the discrepancy that's being noted. But
So
again,
you folks will clean it up and
we had the design team come in and create exact plans which investigator Takeda reviewed. So we have current plans that match the exact premise on that. And again, if this becomes a adjudication issue, we will address that.
Okay, thank you. Anything further? Motion to approve request number 19-15179.
Second?
moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 6, request number 19-15179 is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 7, request number 19-16467 from M Trade Promotion.
Good afternoon, members of the Commission. Neil Gota, appearing on behalf of M Trade Promotion LLC. To my right is Huck Kim, General Manager. I would just like to add.
Yes, go ahead, because my question is why.
So
So you
applicant
tell me why. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gould.
applicant has been operating since 2012 with no issues or complaints regarding noise. Applicant wants to allow acoustic live music, so non-amplified live music. And again, we think the track record, we been good neighbors, manage the noise, we'll continue enforcing the current security and making sure that there's no noise complaints. If there's any, Mr. Kim will be there to address the neighbors' concerns, but we would like to try to add acoustic live music.
Okay, thank you. Can we hear from enforcement? Okay, please. I have a couple of questions.
Catherine Fontaine, supervising investigator.
So to your knowledge, have you had any, I realize I'm catching you off guard. Do you recollect any complaints or violations on the licensing?
There have been no current violations, and I don't recall any complaints.
Very good, thank you. Okay, commissioners, do you have any other questions?
Yes, Mr. Koto, what's the current hours of operation?
4 p.m. to 2 a.m.
To 2 a.m. And you folks are asking to continue those hours of operation?
Yes.
Okay. And that's 7 days a week?
On the weekends, we open 5 to 2 a.m. 5 p.m. to 2 a.m.
But closes at 2 a.m. every day?
Yes.
And have you folks had any complaints from neighbors?
No, I don't know.
And what about recorded music? You folks play background music or other types of music?
Yes.
You do, inside, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you intend on having this acoustic music through closing hours at 2 a.m.?
No, I'm probably going to be finishing up around 12ish, midnight-ish.
Okay. And when I read live acoustic music, I'm not exactly sure what it is. Is one solo entertainer with a guitar?
No, it's meaning there's no drums or electric guitars. It's a acoustic electric guitar, but it's kind of the stuff you hear like on Hot Hawaiian Nights instead of like a rock concert.
And how many entertainers are you contemplating?
Usually, depending on the act, maybe 1 to 3.
Are you okay with making the request that the music will cease at 12 midnight?
Yeah, that's fine.
I have a different definition of acoustic. That it's not plugged into any amplifier. So is it going to be plugged into an amplifier?
We would like it to be plugged in so the people in the back could actually hear also. But the music wouldn't be any louder than the music that we play anyway. Through the sound system, the recorded music.
Motion to convene into executive session.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye, we are now in executive session. Okay, thank you. We are back on the official record. Commissioners, further questions?
Yes, Chair. My motion is to approve request number 19-16467 with the following conditions. Live music will cease at 12 midnight. Live music will be restricted to acoustic only, meaning no amplification and no microphones. And licensee will be on a 6-month probationary period.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 7, request number 19-16467 is approved with the conditions made in Vice Chair Min's motion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chair, motion to add on continued matter, agenda item 7A to today's agenda.
Second.
Then moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda 7A is added to today's agenda. So calling agenda item number 7A. Agenda item number 7A, request number 19-16216 from Stormy's Gastropub.
Good evening. I'm Mark Cook, M-A-R-K-C-O-O-K.
I'm Sabrina Hazelhorst, SABRINAHASELHORST.
Thank you for coming down. So Commissioners, we asked for some updated information. Looks like the applicant has supplied it, so if you have questions or concerns, now is the time.
How many tickets have been sold to date?
I'm sorry, I'm very hard of hearing.
How many tickets have been sold?
About 50.
50?
Yes.
And when is this event going to be?
Saturday.
So my only concern is that you folks will be blocking the sidewalk area? Is that correct, according to your plan?
There will be security guards here and here on both ends of the sidewalk.
Okay. But so are pedestrians that are not attending your event going to be able to walk through on the sidewalk?
They will be able to walk through, and in fact, we've got 5 security, and we'll have them escorted to whatever store they may need to go to.
Okay, so are there other stores next to you folks that their businesses are going to be affected by this event?
Well, we're going to start setting up at 6, but most all the businesses there close at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so no impact to surrounding businesses and
Correct.
And pedestrians will be, is there gonna be like some sort of blockade for the sidewalk or?
There will be a security guard on both ends of the sidewalk, yes.
Okay, so if there's any pedestrians that wanna walk through, they'll have to be escorted
They'll
by
be
one of these
escorted.
security guards?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, Vice Chair Gannabon's concern was.
I'm so sorry. I cannot hear you. Sorry.
Vice Chair Gannabon concerns were the photo that you depict in the packet that we have.
Okay.
Okay, her concerns was with Cam Highway that was represented to us that there was a CMU wall. Okay, I'm looking at this. All I see is a curb. Where is the wall?
I'm not quite following you, but there is there's a retaining wall.
Yes, where?
Right by the front door of the restaurant.
He's talking about this wall,
Okay, all right.
this wall.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Perhaps I misunderstood, but it was my impression that that retaining wall was protective of the traffic and the foot traffic on Cam Highway.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a sidewalk on the other side of that retaining wall. That's the traffic for the foot traffic.
Foot traffic is here.
Yes, right, okay.
But the event is in here.
What was represented to us that this wall was out here? Commissioner Lee, do you have any comments?
I think the other concern was one was Camp Highway and one was on Mara Road because it looks like it's a road and you had the possibility of having patrons queue along that road and block that roadway. And it looks like there's just a hedge.
Right here is the road.
Correct.
Right here will be a 3-foot walking area where they can come from the parking lot back here up this 3-foot walking area into the
3-foot
front.
walking area with
Or
on which side of the hedge are you talking?
I'm sorry.
Which side of the hedge? We have a low hedge currently between the road and your extension. Which side of that hedge?
It'd be on the restaurant side of the hedge.
Okay, so that fence that you depict
Will be
will be
inset, yes.
3 feet from the hedge to
Correct.
allow for.
Correct.
Do you wanna come up forward and assist? You were here for the first 2 times and you're having some fun. Please introduce yourself for the record.
Dustin Pokras, DUSTINPOKRASS.
And what is your position with the licensee?
He's my
GM.
business partner.
You're the general manager?
Yes.
Okay. Our general concern is crowd management and
Yes.
public safety. Okay, you folks are asking to extend the license area into a parking area, into a very busy parking lot with very narrow streets. It's already crowded, so we want to feel confident that you folks can manage your guests and also keep them safe and keep other pedestrians safe. So that's our general concern. So we need you folks to give us the confidence in you that you will be able to manage the pedestrians so that nobody gets hurt.
Yes.
Okay, so please express to us how you are going to manage that.
Okay.
Clearly.
Yes, we'll have 5 roaming security, 2 fixed security, and 3 roaming security. Plus, we put in for a officer,
A police officer. For
police
the Red
officer,
Warrant.
yeah,
Parking lot.
parking lot officer.
And who is going to be
Right.
directing
And-
guests and pedestrians so that they are not just wandering off into the roadways and putting themselves in danger?
Right.
It'll be the security guards. We'll have
Yeah,
the security
so I have
guards.
security and myself, and we also have a parking lot security. So Amara Road actually dead end. It's just a road to the parking
I'm very
lot.
familiar with the area.
Okay. Yes. So, the security will be assisting in that, and hopefully a police officer will pick up the event. You know, we submitted a month ago, and they have the option to pick it up or not.
The last thing we want to hear is that a pedestrian got hit
Absolutely. That's the last
at
thing
one
I
of
would
your
like to do.
events or around your event. Okay, that's not something that we would like to watch on the news.
Right. Fortunately, after 6 in the evening, Haleiwa starts to slow down. It's not as packed with traffic. If you notice in the daytime, it's severely crammed with traffic. So if that be the concern, the previous party we threw in October it went off without a hitch. There was actually no problem at all.
Yeah.
You
Great,
know.
that's what we want. That's
Absolutely.
what we want to hear.
And we use
That's what we plan on to deliver this time too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to convene into executive session.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye, we're now in executive session. Okay, thank you. We are now back on the official record. Commissioners, do you have any further questions or type of action?
Yes, Chair. Motion to approve request number 19-16216 with the following conditions. Licensee will provide a written post-event report no later than 30 days after the event. Licensee will appear before the commission to answer any questions about said report in person. The report shall contain the following information: total attendance at the event, gross liquor sales for the event, number of security present at the event, and any incidents or complaints connected with the event.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 7A, request number 19-16216 is approved with the verbiage in Vice Chair Min's motion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 8, request number 19-16437 Mr. Jason Takimura.
Hi, good afternoon. Jason Takemura, Takemura. To my left is Mr. David Webb, who is our catering sales manager.
Mr. Takemura, this is a request to waive the requirement to submit a notarized personal history and affidavit for all future special general license applications. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why are you requesting this?
Currently I think we've submitted maybe about a little over 20 applications in the last 6 months. I generally am in town, and the office is out in Waipahu, and meeting the deadline, I guess, to get notarized, be there together, get notarized and whatnot, get all the documents together has been creating a little bit of an issue where I think we missed our deadline once or twice to get it in within 6 weeks. Sometimes we just get last minute requests for events, and it's like at the deadline, and in order to get that paperwork in on time, it's been a challenge at times.
So you found it to be overly burdensome?
Just to get it in and meet the deadline, yes. Yeah. And then for the personal history and affidavit, I think that information is not going to change, so I thought maybe we can put in that request.
Okay, so you're representing to this commission that the current records that we have on file, right, are true and correct, and that there will be no additions or deletions to any of those names on file?
Yes.
You are. Okay, thank you, Mr. Taki.
Condition 1 year? No. Limit it to 1 year? This is what all future. I'm sorry. Motion to convene into executive session.
Second.
Moved in second, we are now in executive session. Okay, we are now back on the official record. Commissioners?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Motion to approve request number 19-16437. The following conditions. The approval will last for 2 years from date of the approval, which is today, or if any changes are made to the corporation.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 7A, request number 19-16216 is approved with the conditions stated in Vice Chair Min's motion. Let's call agenda item number. Thank you. Hold on. Let me make a gentleman. Can you have a seat for? Let me make a correction to that. Okay. Request number 19-16437 is approved with the conditions. Can you change those numbers for me, please? Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, let's call agenda item number 9. Request number 19-16447. Mr. Luke.
Yes, may I request Wayne Luke as counsel for Kurako USA. Our visas came through, so we got our cook and they're ready to go.
So what are you requesting from us,
Then we
Mr.
moved
Luke?
up to May 1, that they're ready to proceed.
Oh, so you folks want to start earlier?
May 1, yeah.
So this is a request to change the effective date of your
From May
temporary
21st
license.
to May 1, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Next week already.
All right. Motion to approve request number 19-16447. Change the effective date to May 1st, 2019.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 8, 9. Mr. Luke. Walking away, that hasn't been approved.
It is approved when I want.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, moved. Agenda item number 9, request number 19-16447 is approved effective May 1st, 2019. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Such a short agenda, but so complicated. Calling agenda item number 10, request number 19-16448 from Robert A. Uyoka on behalf of Foodland Supermarkets Limited. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission. Mr. Picaro, Robert Uyoka on behalf of Foodland Supermarket Limited. At this time, we'd like to request a 2-week continuance on this matter. It's because we plan to file 3 additional applications, and we'd like all of them to be considered at the same time, if possible.
Okay, so I'm going to go through each application, and it's going to be this. You're continuing all of them.
I'm sorry, just the Foodland applications number 10 and agenda item number 11.
Okay. So you want a continuance for 1 week, Mr. Uyoka?
Request for a continuance of 2 weeks.
Let's do number 10 first, please.
Yeah. 2 weeks. Okay. Motion to continue agenda item 10, request number 19-16448 for 2 weeks.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 10, request number 19-16448 is continued for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Calling agenda item number 11, request number 19-16450 from Robert A. Uyoka Esquire.
Robert Uyoka,
Go ahead.
Robert Uyoka, present with Mr. Andrew Colano, Senior Director of Finance. At this time, I'd like to request a 2-week continuance on this matter.
Motion to continue agenda item 11, request number 19-16450 for 2 weeks.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 11, request number 19-16450 is continued for 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 12, request number 19-16453.
Robert Uyoka on behalf of Pacific Suites LLC, present to my right, Mr. Andrew Colano, Senior Director of Finance. At this time, we'd like to proceed with this matter. We're requesting a waiver of the need to provide personal history and various matters. The 5 officers and directors did provide such items as of May, like the longest was May 2018, so it is within 2 years.
And is there a reason why you're requesting this, Mr. Uyoka?
It's just because we have 4 pending ones, and we just like to use the benefit of the previous information that was provided.
Okay, and is it your representation to the commission that nothing in the personal history and affidavit, criminal history record has changed since these officers were last reviewed by the commission?
That's correct. And no felony convictions, no changes.
Very good.
Any additional questions, commissioners? Motion to approve request number 19-16453.
Second.
Been moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 12, request number 19-16453 is approved. Calling agenda item number 13, request number 19-16486, Mr. Uyoka.
Robert Uyoka on behalf of Pacific Suites LLC, present to my right, Mr. Andrew Colano, Senior Director of Finance.
Commissioners?
And Mr. Uyoka, same representation as the previous agenda item?
Correct, same representation.
And
For all agenda items, correct?
Yes,
so
correct.
May 2018?
Yes.
Same, okay.
Thank you.
Motion to approve request number 19-16486.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 13, request number 19-16486 is approved.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 14, request number 19-16487, Mr. Uyoka.
Robert Uyoka on behalf of Pacific Suites LLC, present to my right, Mr. Andrew Colano, Senior Director of Finance.
Commissioners?
Motion to approve request number 19-16487.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 14, request number 19-16487 is approved. Calling agenda item number 15, request number 19-16488, Mr. Uyoka.
Robert Uyoka on behalf of Pacific Suites LLC, present to my right, Mr. Andrew Colano, Senior Director of Finance.
Motion to approve request number 19-16488.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 15, request number 19-16488 is approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Commissioners,
Colano.
can I have a
type of action for agenda items number 16 through 20?
Yes, Chair. Motion for the adoption of decision and order for agenda items 16 to 20 inclusive.
Second.
Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 16 through 20, the adoption of decision and orders are approved. Very good. For the record, Commissioner Miyashiro is officially excused. Thank you. Adjudications.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the Commission, Mr. Picaro. Deputy Corporation Counsel Monica Choi on the record for the prosecution in agenda items number 21 through 33.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 21, Aloha Lounge.
May the record reflect Wayne Lucas, counsel, and I'm authorized to appear on behalf of Aloha Lounge. We waive reading on the charge and enter a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 21, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a first-time violation for failure to accurately report the gross liquor sales because they failed to maintain their books and records. My recommended fine is $500.
Mr. Luke.
Well, first of all, I spoke to Mr. Sang earlier. All matters have been taken care of. And our problem was we have a CPA and it's between us and the CPA. It's our problem.
Okay, so the licensee was keeping records or not?
Well, our CPA was supposed to have kept all the records.
Okay.
And Mr. Sang has said that they are in compliance.
Okay. Motion to approve the recommended fine of $500.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 21, the recommended fine $500 is approved. Following agenda item number 22.
Again, Wayne Luke for the licensee. We waive reading of the charges, enter a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 22, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a first-time violation for the failure to submit timely the annual employee list. My recommended fine is $250.
Mr. Luke.
Yes, this is just an oversight. The record will show that we did comply for the prior 5 years, and someone just made a miscommunication in not filing.
Are all employees now registered with the
Yes.
commission?
They didn't file the annual. Yeah.
Okay.
The list was filed 5 days late.
Yeah.
We sent 2 reminder letters to the licensee and then they filed it.
Okay, so it is filed now.
It is filed now.
Thank you. Motion to approve the recommended fine of $250.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 22, the recommended fine of $250 is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Luke.
Following agenda item number
Thank you.
23, Food Pantry Express. Mr. Uyoka.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission, Mr. R.O. Robert Uyoka on behalf of Food Pantry Express. Present to my right, Ms. Brandy Pacheco, she is the district manager. At this time, we'd like to waive reading of the charge, enter a plea of no contest.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 23, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a first violation for selling liquor to a minor. My recommended fine is $1,000.
Mr. Uyoka.
We apologize for this incident. This employee is no longer employed with Food Pantry Express. After this incident, we did do staff meetings where managers stressed the importance of checking identification. We also did retraining of employees where employees were provided with the training materials and including the approach for asking for identification and also to ID anyone that appears under 40 years old.
Ms. Choi, Was an ID asked and presented?
The clerk did not ask for that identification.
Okay.
I mean, and this was part of the alcohol compliance program, so you know, of course, the person who purchased it did have an ID, but it was never asked.
Okay. And Mr. Uyoka, in the training, besides training to ask for ID, are you folks training as to what to do if the ID shows that they are not 21 or it appears to be a fake ID?
Absolutely. I mean, we advise them to reduce sales, and they're trained at that. We trained them in an initial hire, but in this one, we also, after the incident, we did do retraining as well.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve a recommended fine of $1,000.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 23, the recommended fine of $1,000 is approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 24, Walmart.
Adeline Duche, store manager, ADELINE DUCHA.
Mr. Shetty, waive reading of the charge.
How would you like to plead?
No contest.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 24, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a first-time violation for selling liquor to a minor. This is from the Walmart store in Cuneo. My recommended fine is $1,000.
Ma'am, any explanation?
We've met with, no explanation. The cashier has been terminated.
Cashier was terminated. Okay,
And we've revisited with every cashier on training, and we also have any new cashiers that get hired go through computer-based learning, which is consistent with the expectation of executing the ask.
Thank you. Motion to approve the recommended fine of $1,000.
Second. Been moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 24, the recommended fine of $1,000 is approved. Calling agenda item number 25, Walmart.
Hi, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, last name's Gagne, G-A-G-N-E.
How you spell that again?
G-A-G-N-E.
G-A-G-N-E. Okay, got it.
Mr. Gagne, do you waive reading of the charge?
Yes, no contest.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second. Been moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 25, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
For adjudication purposes, this is a first-time violation for selling liquor to a minor. We only look back the last 5 years, but there was one prior on December 6, 2012. But nonetheless, I recommend a fine of $1,000. This is for the Pro City store.
Thank you. Mr. Gagne.
Since then, the associate's been terminated. We've met with all the cashiers to discuss age verification process, zero toleration policy, and selling to minors. We obviously do the ID check under 40. We have an ACE process, assess, check, and enter on the ID. And we have a yearly CBL process where they have to go through a yearly computer-based learning. So they have to, on their birthday, they do it every single year.
Thank you.
So my question is, do you folks have a corporate training program?
Yes.
That you share with two stores in a 10-mile radius? Somebody's not getting the proper training or not getting the picture. That's what disturbs me.
I understand.
Yes. So can you tell us a little about your corporate training program and how you can ensure this commission that we won't keep continuously see Walmart stores coming in here?
Correct. So with the computer-based learning, it's a yearly process where they go through. The issue that this one was they asked for the ID, they just entered it wrong. I don't know if it was in a hurry or whatnot, but it was entered in wrong. But it's basically, it's accessing the ID, checking the ID to make sure it's not fake, and obviously entering what the ID says. And then we have once it prompts, it's going to tell the computer system is going to prompt you to say if it's within an age or not, and it's going to say deny. And obviously, we denied the sale, and this cashier missed it.
So how does a clerk put into the POS system a random number?
No, it's supposed to be what the ID says.
Then the system should have kicked it out.
Correct, and it was entered in wrong.
I'm confused. Explain to me how that happened. I understand what you just represented, but I mean, shouldn't that be a valid part of your training program?
Absolutely.
That each cashier must put in that year, date of birth?
Absolutely. I can't speak on behalf of the cashier. I can just speak on behalf of our
Of the corporate side. Well, this is what's disturbing to me. Okay, so you're a national chain. You're a very heavily populated store with younger adults clientele, and to have them be able to purchase liquor from you tells me that something is wrong with the picture, because this is our compliance. This is the way that we have to follow through to make sure that all of the licensees, now this is previously you got caught before, technically, and this is the second. Is that not correct, Ms. Choi?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is this: how many people have you sold alcohol to that you haven't gotten caught? You understand our concern?
Yes.
And you're also in a very heavily populated area. So they go in, they buy, they find the park, they have a good party, they get behind the wheel of a car, and they kill some auntie or uncle or mom loaded with a car full of kids. Read the papers, it happens. And where did they get it from? Somebody's going to tell them, I got it at the Cunha or Pearl City Walmart.
Since then, too, we're obviously prompted through our home office. Now we're going to get random checks from third party that Walmart hires too. So we're on the list for being more audited more often.
I know your corporate people are not happy with these types of violations.
Absolutely.
Because this is not a good thing for your business reputation.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And last question, Mr. Gagni. Are other cashiers made aware that a cashier has been terminated because they have sold alcohol to a minor?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the recommended fine of $1,000.
Second.
Been moved in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 25, recommended fine of $1,000 is approved. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 26, Poke Shop LLC.
Hi, my name is Mariah, M-A-R-I-A-H. My last name is Maduli Hennig, M-A-D-U-L-I-H-E-N-N-I-G.
Hi, my name is Suncirae, S-U-N-C-I-R-A-E. Last name Silva, S-I-L-V-A.
Ms. Hennig, do you waive reading of the charge?
So, on or about...
I can read the charge. Yeah. On or about February 2nd, 2019, in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii, licensee sold, served, or furnished intoxicating liquor to a minor or allowed consumption of intoxicating liquor by a minor, specifically Liam Samas, at the licensed premises in violation of Section 281-78B1A of the Hawaii Revised Statutes.
How would you like to plead?
Georgia.
Motion to accept the plea.
Second.
Been moved in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 26, the guilty plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is technically a second violation because a prior one occurred on December 22nd, 2011 for selling liquor to a minor, but because it's the first one in the last 5 years, my recommended fine is $1,000.
Ladies, what happened?
On that day, my employee, Christy Lynn, Levy, she was actually the one that took the person, which is Liam. She went ahead and didn't know what the price was because in the midst of that, we did get new liquor from a different company. So at the time she was distracted, went and asked one of the workers how much does it cost, because at that time, not even I myself, the manager, didn't know what the price was, because it was delivered that day. So she got distracted, went forward. She rang it up $2.99. Gentleman handed over $20, gave the change back. Gentleman walked out the door. Undercover came forward and told her exactly, you know what you did wrong, and she was unaware of that. But that's what happened basically that day. What I did, she is still employed with us. Suspension is what we did for her, as our owner likes to give second chances, because myself, 2011 in December was I. So, he gave me a chance, and now when it happened to Christy Lynn, he was like, mistakes happen. What are we going to do to fix the situation? What I did was I suspended her for about 2 weeks. And then what I did was we had a new system. We have a new POS system. They had a POS system for about 10 years. They finally transformed into the high technology computers. So in that one, we didn't have the year, when we ring it up, the year pops up. We didn't have that. Basically what I had to do is I had to call Clover, ask them if there was a way that we could go ahead and put it in, because I didn't want that to happen again. So we purchased an app every month we pay for. So what we do is we put the alcohol in there in that app. So whenever we ring up an alcohol, it basically asks for the date period. Ask for ID and put it in the date, because we've never had that, and I've been there for a year. So when I came back, there was no system. So what I took upon myself, it was for it to never happen again. I went ahead and did the app so that there's no complications with that anymore. So that's what I did to.
Has that been working better?
Yes. Yeah. So whenever we pop it in, it automatic. We ask for ID, punch in the date, regardless if they're 50 years old or whatnot. It's been traumatizing. So everybody asks regardless of their age. So it's been working really well. We should have had that from the beginning, but unfortunately, it took this and for myself to go ahead and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Well, thank you for taking proactive actions to correct the situation.
Where are you located at?
My Pahu.
In what shop? In that
the
Burger King? Is that Burger King there? No.
By Seafood City.
Seafood City.
Oh, okay. By Longs. Okay.
It's the last shop.
Thank you. The other side. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. We hope we don't see you folks back. We hope that the actions that you've taken will correct the situation. Motion to approve the recommended fine of $1,000.
Second.
Moved in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 26. The recommended fine of $1,000 is approved.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you so much.
Calling agenda item number 27, Island Express Mini Mart.
I'm Sam Chu, representing Island Express Mini Mart. I'm the VP.
Mr. Chu, do you want me to waive reading of the charge?
No, no contest. Sorry.
Okay. Motion to approve motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
Then moved in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 27, no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a second time violation for selling liquor to a minor. My recommended fine is $2,000. The prior violation occurred May 13, 2017.
Mr. Chu, second violation.
Yes, I'm very sorry and very ashamed of this. We
So
have a
what-
policy. I own a Shell gas station. We own Shell gas station.
Yes.
We have a policy. We don't want to get into trouble, so I even close the store at 10 o'clock at night. We don't stay overnight. We don't stay long. All my workers, they know that, and whenever they sell cigarette and liquors, they have to get the ID and they have to punch it in.
Mm-hmm.
If a person brings in with actually no ID, they're not even supposed to sell it.
Okay.
So I asked that person why you did that, and she said, "I'm sorry." She said she was just lazy.
Did she ask for an ID? She
I don't
did?
think she asked for it. That's what I think.
She did not ask.
Mm. So
This
anyway,
is, these people,
yes.
the people that we send in for these compliance checks are very young.
Yeah, I
Twen-
understand
When
that, yes.
19, 20 years old, so they look very young.
Right. So I really don't understand why she did that. So I asked her. She said she was lazy. I mean,
least she
I
was
have
honest.
no comment. I have no comment. So after she were about to move to a different country,
Okay.
so she's no longer work with us.
Okay.
I personally now go and work with all my workers so that I can try to teach them. Before, I used to let my managers train the workers, but now I personally go to all my stores, actually both stores.
Okay.
Actually, I'm very ashamed to be here right now.
That's a $2,000 mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we get to the next one, then I
All right. Well, thank you for your representation and your honesty, Mr. Chu. My motion is to approve the recommended fine of $2,000.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 27, the recommended fine of $2,000 is approved. Calling agenda item number 28, Express Mini Mart.
Mr. Chu, is this you again?
Yes,
Can
I'm
you please
Sam
introduce
Chu.
yourself on the record again, sir?
I was afraid you
So
were.
this is my other store, Express Minimag, and we feel no contest.
Okay. Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
This one,
Wait, second.
Oh,
One second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 28, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi, what's your recommendation?
This is a second time violation for selling liquor to a minor. My recommended fine is $2,000. The prior incident occurred on March 7, 2015.
Mr. Chu, go ahead.
So even this one, I talked to the person. She's been working at the store pretty long. I asked her what happened. She said that she got the ID, and I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but she said she got the ID. She punched it in the number wrong. That's what she said. But no matter what, I believe it's our responsibility. So, I'll take it. But I'm sorry, but I'll just do my best again, and hopefully nothing like this ever happen again.
I hope so too, Mr.
Me
Chu.
too.
You might want to remind your employees that we have the authority to suspend or
Yes.
revoke the license,
Yes.
and we don't want to do that.
Right.
That will be hard on everybody in your store. But if it continues to occur, then it forces our hand. So perhaps having a real earnest conversation with them
Yes,
that it's very
I will.
important
Yes.
for you folks' livelihood. Motion to approve the recommended fine of $2,000.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 28, the recommended fine of $2,000 is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chu.
Thank you. Calling agenda item number 29, 7-Eleven stores.
Chairman and members of the Commission, for the 7-Eleven matter set for today, I'm going to request to continue all of them to May 30th, 2019. And the reason why is the counsel for 7-Eleven is out of town, I believe, but also we're trying to consolidate all the 7-Eleven violations and have them all heard at once on May 30th.
Thank you. Motion to continue agenda item 29, 7-Eleven stores to May 30th.
Second. Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 29 is continued to May 2nd.
30th.
30th, thank you. Calling agenda item number 7, 7-Eleven stores.
Again, I make the same request to continue the matter to May 30th, 2019 because Council for 7-Eleven wishes to have them all heard at the same time.
Motion to continue agenda item 30, 7-Eleven stores to May 30th, 2019.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 30th is continued to May 30th. Calling agenda item number 31, 7-Eleven stores.
Again, I make the same request to continue to May 30th, 2019 because the Council for 7-Eleven wishes to have all 7-Eleven violations heard on the same date.
And please state for the record you have no objection.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have no
Thank
objection.
you very much.
Motion to continue agenda item 31, 7-Eleven stores to May 30th, 2019.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 31 is continued to May 30th, 2019. Calling agenda item number 32, Safeway stores. Provincia.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Gabriel Provenza on behalf of the licensee. To my right is Brandon Nishikawa, last name Nishikawa. We waive reading of the charge and enter a plea of no contest, please.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 32, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a first-time violation for selling liquor to a minor. I recommend a fine of $1,000.
Mr. Provenza.
First, I'd just like to apologize on behalf of the licensee. Safeway does take all liquor licensing matters very seriously, and we're here to answer any questions you might have about the violation in particular. Although maybe it would help if I just kind of give you a quick summary.
That'd be great. Thank you.
So, the employee is actually still with Safeway, and I'll explain the facts of that. Safeway doesn't have an absolute policy of, one and you're done. They look at the facts and they see if this is an opportunity where, the employee can be rehabilitated, and in their experience they've seen that sometimes it can be a positive, effect to having someone that's actually gone through the process, had the criminal charge, and can serve as a better example than just kind of disappearing. Anyway, in this case, it was a liquor sting, and she did ask for the ID. She punched in a number, and it went through. It was sold. He was a minor. Now, granted, she should have noticed immediately this was a vertical ID. Has the 21 date on it. That should have been an immediate red flag. It appears that she went kind of robotic and she punched into the date. And in this case, I had the client look at the records, what was punched in, and she actually did punch in the date, except for instead of 98, she had 88.
But it was the correct month and day.
Month and day was correct.
So it might be attributed to just a simple error.
This one, yes, but again, they do take responsibility for it because they do the training on the vertical ID, and that that should have trumped. They should have the guts to kind of trump the computer and be like, you don't even have to punch it in at that point. You see it. That said, Brandon was actually the one. He interviewed the employee after the fact, and one of the reasons they decided to retain the employee is because she was at a loss to explain what happened. Because she felt like she went through the procedures. She missed the vertical ID, as she now knows, but otherwise she seemed to genuinely thought it was a mistake. That's it. Safeway takes responsibility for it. Brandon's here to answer any questions you have about their training program and what's been done since then.
Ms. Joy?
No comment.
Do you have any
the clerk
comments
did ask.
on the representation?
Yeah, I don't know what was in the mind of the clerk when she sold, but according to our file, she did ask. It was a vertical ID shown, but she missed that this person wasn't going to turn 21 until about 2 more weeks.
So it was within the same month that the person was going to be turning 21 as well.
or almost a month. The violation occurred on February 12, 2019, and this young woman was turning 21 on March 2nd.
And do you folks have the date at every cashier's stand to say today's date is, so no liquor sold after?
We have on the registers.
You have it on the
placard.
register?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe making that more visible so that they know what day it is. All right, thank you for your representation. My motion is to approve the recommended fine of $1,000.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 32, the recommended fine of $1,000 is approved. Calling agenda item number 33, Safeway Stores.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Gabriel Prevens on behalf of the licensee. To my right, I have Deanna Data, D-A-T-A, last name. We waive reading of the charge and enter a plea of no contest, please.
Motion to accept the no contest plea.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 33, the no contest plea is accepted.
Ms. Choi.
This is a first time violation for selling liquor to a minor. My recommended fine is $1,000.
Mr. Provenza.
Okay, in this instance, the employee that was involved in this thing was terminated. As I explained with the last agenda item, Safeway looks at these things on a per case basis, and in this instance, it just couldn't be justified how the cashier reacted. She did not ask for the ID, so that's obviously a huge problem. And on top of that, she knew the procedures. So when her interview afterwards, she was suspended for 3 days initially. Came back to work. They did the interview to kind of hash out the facts. Ms. Dana looked at the video, and it showed that she didn't have an ID. And then it turned out that she punched in her own birthday, correct, into the thing. So
Because
pretty
the
much
date has to be punched in order for the sale to continue, correct?
correct. So she just took the procedures that were in place, completely disregarded them, and allowed the sale to go through. And with those facts in mind, they put her on indefinite leave, which basically gave her the opportunity to resign, and which
That's
did.
nice of you.
Yeah. In this case, perhaps, yeah. Anyway, as a result of that, they changed the policies a little bit at this particular store. Most Safeways have the 30 and under kind of use your discretion, and at this store, because of that, they decided, Ms. Dad put in a program that everybody's going to get carded, and obviously that's had some pushback from the senior citizens. But in general, she said after some growing pains the first few weeks, mostly regular customers and things, they understand and have been receptive, and so far no more violations. And obviously we've revamped the training processes. I will also mention that Safeway does their own secret shopper program, so each store gets checked out of Safeway's own pocket quarterly at least, and stores that have been flagged as problematic. So like in this case, if you get tagged with a citation, there's extra focus on that store.
And Ms. Data, you have the capability to look into your records and see what dates are being punched in?
Yes.
Okay.
This is also, sorry to cut you off, but this is something that I spoke with her about, and she's willing to, and it says it's possible to do like either monthly or quarterly, go in and either check, if it's easy enough, do all the cashiers, see what they're punching in, to see if there's a one date that's always going. Right. Because now that they have the check everyone's ID policy in place, every one should be more or less different. It should be unique to the license.
Right, and that's an issue, and that's something we suggest to all of our licensees. You folks aren't unique in that sometimes the cashiers get lazy and they just punch in a number that they know is gonna pass, and usually it's their birthday or their mom's birthday or some date that they remember easily, So you'll see it repeated if you're looking at the records, and then you can know that somebody's kind of not following the procedures correctly.
So let me ask this question. So what is Safeway's policy in regards to a vertical ID?
That they are to pay extra attention to vertical IDs.
And not call a manager to?
No, they are to pay. It's to the cashier that they need to pay extra attention to the IDs. Some of the vertical IDs, some of them are turning just 20, 21, so they need to pay attention to the ID, the verticals, and the birth dates.
Yeah. But in the previous matter, it was just a mistake made by a cashier in punching in a number. Perhaps that wouldn't have happened if they had to get a manager's permission to approve the sale. That is what the responsibilities of the managers are, correct? They're responsible for the conduct of their employees assigned to them.
Correct.
So it may be something to
We,
consider.
Yes, I actually have I've talked to each and every cashier, and I also, one of the things I told them was if they're looking at the ID and they're uncomfortable about it, that they can always call a manager in, and the manager will help them punch it in. If at any time they go ahead and punch the date in and they think that they punched the wrong date in, they may go ahead, call a manager, they void everything out, and the manager will be there with them, punching the date in as well.
Okay.
So it sounds like we have somewhat of this policy, but maybe we can add a gloss to it that says, in particular with the vertical IDs, don't hesitate to call the manager, get them in.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the recommended fine of $1,000.
Second.
Moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I vote aye. Agenda item number 33, the recommended fine of $1,000 is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and waiting. Appreciate
Try
that.
not to be back.
Thank you, Ms. Choi.
We always like seeing you, James.
Thank you, Ms. Choi. Agenda item number 34.
Okay, we have one legislative update of Senate Bill 638, which increases the penalty to a felony for the unlicensed sale of liquor. Has been signed by the president.
He signed it?
Effective upon approval.
Good job to the administration.
So,
Terrific.
yeah. You know, took us a couple of years to get it through, but
He
passed.
took the proper action.
That's right.
He got his name in before it became law, so he gets the credit for that. Right? It's all about
Well, we
the
have
politics.
we have to call to remind them if they could please.
Okay, calling agenda item number 35. Do we have any administrative matters?
None.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.